Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are focusing on cleaning, decluttering, and organizing my pantry. It was very disorganized, very cluttered. Everything was kind of thrown all over the place. There was just no organization to anything anymore. And there were so many expired food items, so we are going to go through everything today, clean it out, vacuum the crumbs up, and take care of this mess. We are going to get started right away. I wanted to show you a couple of clips of what the pantry looks like before we do anything to it. As you can see, it's a complete disaster. We're going to start from the bottom. I'm going to pull everything out and kind of work our way up the pantry. When I started this project, I didn't really have a specific game plan in mind, like where I wanted things, and I also didn't realize how much food was expired. All I knew is that I wanted it to be more organized, less cluttered, and I wanted to get rid of everything that was expired. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going with the flow of what I think needs to be done next. And by the way, if you have not yet, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. On my channel, I share all things cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. And if you are totally new here, welcome. My name is Becky. I am a wife and mom to 3 little ones. With our 4th due in April 2024, you will find all things real life, mom life, cleaning over here, and I would love to have you. As you can see, now I'm vacuuming up all of the crumbs that were on the bottom shelf. Then I will be sorting through all of the food that was on that shelf. I also had a couple of pots and pans down there, so I'm just sorting things out into different categories, cans, and taking out any expired food, putting my pots and pans into one little section. Then I will wipe the bottom shelf down and move on to shelf number 2. The reason I'm not putting anything back yet is because I knew I wanted to reorganize things, and in order to do that, I wanted to take out everything from the pantry all at once so I could see a good picture of everything I had and how I wanted to organize it. As you can see, we are doing the same thing shelf by shelf, removing everything, vacuuming up the crumbs, wiping the shelf down, and moving on to the next shelf. This is what I determined was the most efficient and effective way to clean this pantry. I would say I have a relatively small pantry in the new house. We will be moving in December. We have a much larger pantry, which I am so excited for. I have watched so many pantry videos where it's like nice and aesthetically organized, and I'm sure I could make that happen in this pantry. It's just a little deep, and I feel like things would get lost and be hard to get to. So I find in this pantry, these bins are the easiest way. When you need something, you can pull the first one out and the second one out, and nothing is really difficult to reach or get to. But in the new house, I am, like I said, so excited to have a larger pantry. I feel like the organization can be so much better in a larger pantry, and there's just so much more opportunity. And the storage, of course, I'm looking forward to having more storage. Right now it is so difficult for us to store things like our crock pot, our air fryer, our instant pot and juicer. Right now the juicer is in the garage, and I am just not going to go out there and bring it back in the house every single time I want to use it. We have totally run out of storage in this house, and I am so looking forward to having the extra storage in the new house. I would love to have one of those KitchenAid mixers, but I would have nowhere to put it right now. So in the new pantry, I will, and I'm really, really excited to get one. I was totally shocked that these beans expired in 2021. I didn't think it had been that long since I decluttered this pantry last, but apparently I was wrong. Now that everything has been removed from the pantry, or at least the top 2 shelves have been moved down so that I can reach them and I didn't have to keep getting up and down my little step stool, I just moved everything down to the lower 2 shelves so I could go through everything. I am decluttering everything now, looking at all of the dates, making sure everything that is expired gets thrown in the garbage, and reorganizing things as I go. So I have to sort through everything on the floor. Unfortunately, I just don't have a ton of counter space, and the counter space that I do have is taken up right now by the rest of the bins that were in the pantry. So when we're done going through everything that is on the floor, we are moving to the counter and going through all of the pantry items bin by bin. While going through the 2 bread baskets we have, I realized I probably buy tortillas every time I go to the grocery store, and I also found some moldy bread. Every single one of my seasoning packets were expired, and almost all of the Jell-O. I did find a couple Jell-Os that had about 2 months left, and I was going to throw them away because I figured if it's been this long, I'm never going to make Jell-O. Then I decided I have it all out, why don't I just make finger Jell-O with the kids today? So I pulled out the non-expired Jell-O and decided to use them that same day so they didn't sit back in the pantry and expire. A couple of other things that had expired were all of my overnight oats and all of my tea. We have had this tea in here for who knows how long. I honestly did not know that tea had a shelf life. That might sound kind of funny, but we have had this tea in here for a very, very, very long time. Once I saw the expiration date on a couple of the boxes, I knew that all of the loose tea bags were expired as well, so I had to toss them all. While I was going through all of the bins on my counter, I was just tossing everything that needed to be thrown away on the ground behind me. It just made more sense than putting one item in the garbage bag at a time. It seemed more time consuming to do it that way and more efficient to do it this way. This way I could just come down on the ground and toss everything in the garbage bag at the same time. So I have gone through everything at this point, and I am now bringing cans back into the pantry. The stuff I'm putting in the pantry right now, I plan on putting up top. Because I'm using a stool, it just makes more sense to put everything that goes on the top two shelves on these lower two shelves, so I don't have to climb up and down the stool every time I need something. Basically, everything on the top shelf is just rice, breadcrumbs, and cans. On the next shelf down there is cereal and noodles and a lot of extra stuff, like we have extra spaghetti up there because we go through a lot of spaghetti noodles. There's extra oatmeal bags because we go through a lot of oatmeal. And there's every replacement condiment, so in case we run out of something, we know it's right there in the pantry. Now that the top two shelves are done, I'm sorting out the rest of the items into these bins. I did wipe them out first because there were crumbs in most of them, but I made sure to clean them out. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there was really no plan here. I was just putting like food items together and putting those food items in a bin and putting that bin where I felt made the most sense in my pantry. For example, we have a breakfast bin, a bread bin, a baking bin. You can see over there on the left-hand side, we have a coffee bin. I have a bin with Nutella and apple cider vinegar and honey, just, I don't know, random stuff in that one, but it made sense to me. The kids have 2 snack bins. One has more unhealthy snacks like fruit snacks. The other has things like fruit bars, granola bars, dried organic fruit, and different things like that. The one with unhealthy snacks is packed into the back and not very easy to get to. The one with the healthier snacks is in the front and easily accessible to them. There was definitely a method to my madness. I just didn't know it yet while I was doing the project. I was just going with the flow. I also decided to put my air fryer and my crock pot in the bottom of my pantry because decluttering opened up so much room. I could not believe how many expired items were in my pantry. There were 4 full garbage bags of expired items in here. Of course, I am so happy I did this, but in a way it makes me so sad to see all of that stuff go to waste. Never again will I pack my pantry so full that everything just expires and I don't even know it's there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you need to clean, declutter, or organize a space, I hope today's video gave you the motivation to do that. And if you enjoyed today's video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.